I first met attorney Jim Weick at the Broward County State Attorney's Office, where he was the lead of my felony trial unit. He had me co-counseling attempted murder cases by the time 1998 or 1999 rolled around. He was quickly appointed to a special victims unit where he led it up for many years. Prior to that, he was the youngest prosecutor to be appointed to a special unit in Lima, Ohio. He has trained special unit prosecutors. He's supervised special unit prosecutors. And he's personally handled over 1,000 major felony cases. All of this was before he became a criminal defense attorney years ago. His proficiency in major offenses and his outlook towards them is right on point as far as I'm concerned. These cases are serious, just as all criminal cases are serious, of course, but they have to be handled differently. This is partially due to their severity, but more so due to the way that these cases are even worked up by law enforcement, the effort that's put in to investigating these cases and building these cases before the client, or I should say the defendant, is even arrested. Additionally, this effort put forth by law enforcement is justified by not only public policy and the nature of the offense, but also due to the incredible sentences that are handed down for people that are convicted. For instance, Florida's 1020 life law. Here's a mandatory sentence crime, a minimum mandatory sentence crime, meaning that if you're convicted, even if you plea, there's no leniency. You either get 10, 20, or life, depending on how a handgun was used in Florida. These are day-for-day sentences until completed. There's no mitigation, no chance of probation, no credit for good time or gain time. And I love this quote from the mid-2000s. I wrote it down, I kept it, and I think it really sums up his outlook on what makes defending these cases differently. And what he said back then was, all charges are serious. However, no criminal defense attorney approaches a misdemeanor in the same way that they would undertake defending someone who is looking at 20 years in prison for a crime involving a handgun. And I just got a kick out of that. He understands criminal score sheets for those cases that don't carry a minimum mandatory sentence, but have an equivalent effect on completely removing someone's liberty. I'm proud to have Jim Weick as a member of my law firm. I'm proud that he's a partner at our law firm. I like the fact that other prominent attorneys contact us to speak with him about what DNA reports prepared by experts, what they mean, what it's going to mean to the case, how it can be used against that lawyer's client. And Jim will turn around and find a way that it can be used in the defense as powerful evidence for the defense in many cases. Jim not only combats DNA that's being relied on by the state, but he uses it to defend the clients that seek out our help, that seek out his help. Jim is proficient in many areas of major felony defense. By far, his focus is on sex crimes. His experience, coupled with his proficiency and the time that he spent honing the art of that type of defense, is rock solid.